Pros bring something extra to every job. Now at the Home Depot, they also get something extra. Pro Extra, our free loyalty program built for pros just like you. Members earn perks with every dollar spent, like Pro Extra Dollars, a tool rental credit, and more. New members get $20 off their next in-store purchase of $200 or more just for signing up. Learn more at homedepot.com/Pro Extra. New year, more rewards, Pro Extra, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
And now here is your sports betting podcast presented by Offshore Insiders for Tuesday, February the 10th. We've got a couple free picks today from Joe Duffy's Picks, the anchor of OffshoreInsiders.com. Hawks last night, 7-2 with wise guy plays, but much better than that. 105-74 overall with all basketball plays. I know a lot of services out there will promise you 80%, 90% fixed games, this and that. All we do is promise clockwork winning, and that's what we deliver. And we've done that since the score phone days of the the late 1980s. And I've been handicapping and betting long before that. I absolutely love a college basketball wise guy play for Tuesday, and so should you. Get two college winners. We've got two NBA winning picks as well, using picks that you and I have won together over the years and decades. Four winners for tonight. OffshoreInsiders.com. Joe Duffy's Picks. www.offshoreinsiders.com. Detroit and Charlotte. Detroit is 5-4, and all records, by the way, are ATS unless we specify over-unders. Detroit 5-4 since Brandon Jennings was lost for the season, going over 5-4. Charlotte going to be without Kemba Walker, but they're 6-1 minus him, going under 6-7. Charlotte, the best defensive efficiency team in the NBA in their last 5 games, allowing just 92.9 points per 100 possessions. And the second worst offensive efficiency over the last 15 games, getting just 95.8 points per 100 possessions. No surprise, Charlotte's going under 10-2 their last 12, 3 times by at least 30 points. Their last 11 games have gone under by an average of 9.3 points per game, averaging a mere 178.4 total points per game during that span. So under is a free play on Detroit and Charlotte. Brooklyn and Memphis, the Nets are 3-19 versus the number since December 13th of 2003 as an underdog away from home, with 3+ days of rest upcoming as the NBA All-Star break is here. Teams are 46-84-2 since November the 25th of 2012 with no rest after a loss in which they made more baskets than their opponent. So yes, you can obviously make more shots from the field and still lose. This angle says to fade the Nets, according to that angle. Now the Grizzlies are 0-10 since May the 27th, 2013 as a home favorite off of a game in which there were 8 or more lead changes, and they were as a favorite. Now, Memphis, the second-best defensive efficiency team in the NBA the last 5 games, allowing 94.7 points per 100 possessions. They're also number 2 the last 15 at 94.8, while the Nets have the worst defensive efficiency in the last 15 games, allowing a whopping 110.1 points per 100 possessions on the defensive end. Houston and Phoenix. Houston is without Dwight Howard. They are 3-3 without him, going over and under an even 3-3 split. We believe, though, that the Ewing theory could apply here for Houston. Ewing theory basically says when a team loses their overrated player that they become a good play, but that is more so when there is a trade done. But we'll keep an eye on that. Sacramento and Chicago, the Kings. Center Darren Collinson is questionable. They're 1-3 without him, going under all 4 games. Rudy Gay is questionable, going under all 4 minus him. The Bulls, the top over team in the NBA, plus 4.8. But, and talk about a big but, this is a bigger but than Kim Kardashian, but they've gone under 4 straight by an average of 12.5 and under 8 of 10 overall. So a nice regression to the mean. Sacramento under 6 straight by minus 16.58, or they've gone under by an average of 16.58 during that span. Kings' worst net rating in their last 5 games at minus 11.9. Second worst the last 15 at minus 9. Now remember, net rating is the difference between offensive and defensive efficiency, so they've been getting outscored And the Bulls, a dichotomous spread and straight up team. This means that if a team is constantly winning outright but failing to cover, or losing outright and covering, we ride the spread streak. This has proven to be a way to isolate over and undervalued teams. They're 2-9 ATS their last 11 against the spread at home, despite a 32-20 straight up overall mark. Not quite enough corroborating data for us to ride that ATS, but we do have a free pick on this game to go under Sacramento and Chicago to go under the total. Denver and the LA Lakers. Denver is 9-21 run by an average of 3.7 points per game. Their margin of cover minus 3.7, including 6 straight against the spread losses by a combined minus 10.88 average. Now, the Lakers, their last 5 games, third worst defensive efficiency, allowing 109.3 points per 100 possessions, and second worst net rating at minus 8.6. But Denver, the worst net rating in their last 15 games at minus 9.4. We're going to have some college basketball in a moment. Please, folks, I know you've been quite helpful, especially if you get us on iTunes. If you've got an iTunes account, we would appreciate you giving us a 5-star rating on iTunes. Look up Offshore Insiders or Stitcher. Again, the experts tell us if we get positive ratings there, that will help us in searches. The more exposure we get, the more we will be happy to continue to give you these free picks and free intels. 361 days a year. Maybe we'll take some time off during the baseball all-star break. If you're listening to the simulcast on YouTube, please like us there. And, if you're seeing this on a gambling Facebook group, please give us a like. Basically, help us get exposure and retweet us. Remember, our Twitter handle is at Offshore Insider. No S at the end. They just limit us in the number of characters. Yes, we are offshoreinsiders.com, but on Twitter we are Offshore Insider, singular. Anyway, Kansas and Texas Tech. Now, Kansas is the number 3 luckiest team in the nation. Tech at number 115. The theory there is lucky teams would be overvalued. Basically, it has to do with how many times they've won close games or lost close games, and the theory being the luckiest teams could be overrated ATS, while the unluckier teams could be underrated. Nevada and Utah State. Nevada, the 5th most unlucky team of 351 Division I teams, or the 347th luckiest. Compare that to Utah State, which is the 235th luckiest team. Again, guys, you got to see what Late Info's been doing on offshoreinsiders.com. Literally the single greatest run, ROI, extended run in the history of sports betting, going back to 2012. Just uncanny. It is released only as the situation warrants. Goes back to the score phone days. Used to be the 2-minute warning on the score phones going back to last century. But get all that more at offshoreinsiders.com, www.offshoreinsiders.com.
At the Home Depot's Days of Doing Winter Bath event, it's never been easier to turn a small project into a big improvement. Start with a wide selection of stylish vanities from only $139. New low prices on faucets starting at only $59. Why not do something nice for your bathroom, your budget, and yourself? Come to the Winter Bath event, going on now at the Home Depot and homedepot.com/bath. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Valid through February 28th while supplies last.